Good morning and welcome to the CBS 2 Sports Zone. I'm Robert Adler. Our top story today comes to us from East Rutherford. Our own Jake Siegel is at MetLife Stadium where Eli Manning has just agreed to a contract extension with the New York Giants. Jake, how'd this deal come about?
Thanks, Robert. Now, days before the deal actually got done, here was the interesting thing. Eli publicly said to the national media that he wanted to become the league's highest paid player. So he told his agent Tom Condon to try to get that deal done. But Condon, who represents pretty big names such as Dallas's Tony Romo, New Orleans' Drew Brees, and Eli's own brother Peyton Manning, got bigger deals than Eli. Now, Eli wasn't able to get the deal he desired, but the deal does include an $84 million contract worth $65 million guaranteed. So he is going to make nice money. The question is, it's not what he wanted, and moving forward, will he still play to his elite style of play without the money that he got? Now, the big thing here is that within the contract, Robert, it states that Eli will be forced to retire a Giant. It ensures that he cannot leave New York. So the good news about that is that he'll be here, Giants fans are happy, and his family's happy he's back in New York.
Fantastic. Now, given the details of this deal, how does Manning stack up amongst other quarterbacks in the league?
Yeah, and Robert, this is the real interesting thing, because among other quarterbacks in the league, Ben Roethlisberger of Pittsburgh is one step above Eli at the 3-hole. Eli now the 4th highest paid quarterback in the league, and he is getting paid higher than some other guys, such as New Orleans' Drew Brees, Atlanta's Matt Ryan, and San Diego's Phillip Rivers. So he is making some better money than guys who've won some more games than him. But let's not forget, Eli, a 2-time Super Bowl champ, so in a way he does deserve it. But the big thing, Robert, to just watch out for, Eli, 47 turnovers over the last 2 years, more than any quarterback within the league.
Thanks, Jake. That was our very own Jake Siegel from New Jersey. Coming up after the break here on CBS 2, a special World Series preview between the Mets and the Blue Jays. Stay with us. Good morning and welcome to the CBS 2 Sports Zone. I'm Robert Adler. Our top story today comes to us from East Rutherford. Our own Jake Siegel is at MetLife Stadium where Eli Manning has just agreed to a contract extension with the New York Giants. Jake, how did the deal come about?
That's right, Robert. The new deal, a 4-year deal worth $84 million, $65 million guaranteed. And the interesting thing, Robert, is before this deal went down, a couple days beforehand, Eli Manning came out publicly and said he wanted to become the league's highest paid player. However, that wasn't the case, and Eli's agent, Tom Condon, who represents some pretty big names, such as Dallas's Tony Romo, New Orleans' Drew Brees, along with Eli's very own brother Peyton Manning, all received bigger deals than Eli had got. So the question becomes, well, now that Eli got his deal and has $65 million to rely on, will he still play at his elite status and high level? And moving forward, Robert, the other interesting thing within this deal is that it has a no-trade clause in it, which pretty much means that Eli will be forced to retire a Giant, which is something he wanted, his family wanted, and more importantly, the city of New York wanted.
Now, given the details of this deal, how does Manning stack up amongst other quarterbacks in the league?
Yeah, Robert, and that is the question that we've been dissecting all morning. You know, Ben Roethlisberger of the Pittsburgh Steelers, he's the third highest paid player in the league. Eli Manning, now the 4th highest paid quarterback. And guys underneath Manning include Baltimore's Joe Flacco, San Diego's Phillip Rivers, along with Atlanta's Matt Ryan. So Eli, not a terrible deal, on his part. Not what he wanted, but at the end of the day, he did get a deal done, and we'll see how he responds moving forward from that deal.
Alrighty. Thank you, Jake. There was our very own Jake Siegel from New Jersey. Coming up after the break here on CBS 2, a special World Series preview between the Mets and the Blue Jays. Stay with us.
Robert, let him stick out, okay, before you say thank you to him.
Oh, shit. Good morning and welcome to the CBS 2 Sports Zone. I'm Robert Adler. Our top story today comes to us from East Rutherford. Our own Jake Siegel is at MetLife Stadium where Eli Manning has just agreed to a contract extension with the New York Giants. Now, Jake, how'd this deal come about?
That's right, Robert. Eli's new deal, a 4-year contract worth $84 million with $65 million guaranteed. But more importantly, Robert, before this deal took place just days ago, Eli Manning came out and publicly said that he wanted to be the league's highest paid player. However, his agent, Tom Condon, who represents some pretty big names, such as Dallas's Tony Romo, New Orleans' Drew Brees, and Eli's own brother, Peyton Manning, all got bigger deals than Eli himself. So the question moving forward is, yes, Eli has his new deal, but it's not what he wanted, and will he still play to a high level, given the fact he didn't get what he wanted? Now, the interesting thing about this deal, Robert, is within the actual contract in terms of the language, it ensures that Eli will retire a Giant, meaning he cannot leave New York. So for the next 4 years, until he's 38, he'll be a member of the New York Giants.
Now, given the details of this deal, Jake, how does Manning stack up against other quarterbacks in the league?
Yeah, Robert, and that's the question we've been asking ourselves all morning. You know, Ben Roethlisberger, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the third highest paid quarterback in the league. Eli now sliding into the 4 hole, and guys underneath Eli include Atlanta's Matt Ryan, Baltimore's Joe Flacco, along with a couple of other big guys who've won some playoff games. But more importantly, Robert, you know, looking forward and, you know, in terms of what this deal means for Eli, he has 47 turnovers over the last 2 years, so he has struggled a bit. But the good news is that he's happy he's got the deal done. Reporting from MetLife Stadium, Jake Siegel, CBS 2 New York.
That was our very own Jake Siegel from New Jersey. Coming up after the break here on CBS 2, a special World Series preview between the Mets and the Blue Jays. Stay with us.
Oh my God.
That's what it says on